We are live for the whatever episode of OTD Sports Talk. Cheers, Tyler. I notice I make really weird faces when I crack my beer. Well,
Jesus.
not a lot of sports going on right now, people, if you have not noticed. Granted,
We
middle
got-
of March Madness, but the first, I feel like, two brackets of March Madness are just like,
2 rounds.
yeah, it's too overwhelming almost to really follow.
Bro, yeah. I've
know?
never even heard of half the teams in this tournament.
Same here. I'm not like a huge person to follow March Madness, but when I do, it's usually around the Sweet 16. I start to actually follow because then it's like manageable at least. It's not a shit ton
Yeah,
of
but
teams. There's,
the first round matchups are better because those are the bigger upsets you see where it's fucking Oral Roberts beating Ohio State in the first round and everyone's like, what the fuck? How does this happen?
didn't Kansas get blown out last night?
But USC,
Like
I bet
blown
on USC
out.
though.
Hey, look at you
But
go.
yeah, they got dominated.
Well, speaking of betting, let's bet on Sweet 16. Let's do this right now. Let's get this out of the way.
We both had a full bracket and we both sucked ass.
Yeah, we both suck.
But
So
you sucked worse. So
we got to start halfway through March Madness to actually
Yeah.
have a chance at betting properly. So
Yeah.
we'll be doing this, people. You can listen to our predictions, put money on my bets that I have. I'm just putting this out there right now because I am always right. Tyler is always wrong. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Well, I can't even argue because I lost a decent amount of money in March Madness. I did not win a lot. There's a lot of L's taken. But that being said, I'm very confident in the Sweet 16 matchups after watching 2 rounds and seeing what teams play like. I feel confident in my skills now.
That's true. And that's one thing that I felt like even going into it. Granted, I'm not a person who like really watches a lot of NCAA basketball until like the last half of March Madness. But there was like no basketball beforehand to even understand, or at least in my opinion, like there was no like really any serious games out there.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't name you any of the top 5 picks are supposed to be other than one of them. Like, there's no like stars this year. I think that makes people like it not as interesting. There's no Zion Williams being talked about. Like, there's no one that's just people are talking about because they're a stud.
Yeah, like there's nobody during the draft or during this year when like this is gonna be the number one pick. This is gonna be this. He's gonna be a game changer. It's like
Yeah.
this year there's just not a lot of talk about it, and I'm kind of worried about like what the NBA draft's gonna look like this year. I have low expectations.
You can't get a Zion Williams all the time. That's why it's such a big hype, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna have those down years where, I mean, they'll probably still turn out to be good players, but you're not gonna get Zion Williams for a while.
No, definitely not. Well, he's like granted, as long as his knees can withstand his career, but he is that type of player that is more of like a generational type player. Although,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he's like people were hyping up to be make him sound like LeBron James. He's the next LeBron. And I'm looking at that. I'm like, I don't know. I don't think anybody else will really be the next LeBron.
Like
That's
Luka
coming to the league
Doncic
right now.
looks better. Like he's
Doncic,
closer
yeah,
than
maybe.
he looks like he's closer than Zion, though. Would ever be.
Oh, I think so as well too. But even when he looked like Andrew Wiggins, like people are like Andrew Wiggins is the next LeBron James. And it's like you look at him
Well,
now.
no, that was just Canadians saying that though.
True.
He was like our first massive star. And then there's that Anthony Bennett who got drafted first overall by the fucking Cavs?
Oh yeah. Bust.
God, was he awful.
Bust. He wasn't even like Greg Oden, for example.
Top 5, I think, but
yeah,
the Cavaliers like we want him at 1.
My name Jeff. It wasn't even like Greg Oden situation where like injuries got up with him and he just wasn't able to like stay healthy. He was just terrible. He was just fat. He couldn't shoot. Like he was like he was the second coming of a shittier Charles Barkley.
Yeah.
Okay, anyways, let's get back to NCAA. Let's make some predictions so people can put some money on these things. So we'll start out in the West. So we got Gonzaga and
Creighton.
I was like, how the hell do you say that?
Who did you have originally for? Who were your picks originally?
For the Sweet 16?
For this matchup. I had Gonzaga versus Virginia. That didn't happen.
You know what? I'm looking at it right now. I have Gonzaga and Creighton. I predicted it.
Nice, nice. So who you got winning this one?
Well, I'm gonna pick Gonzaga because I got Gonzaga winning the original one.
Yeah,
And
I'm picking Gonzaga as well. Like that's I picked Creighton to lose in the first round, and they've made it this far. But Gonzaga, I just think they're way better than everyone. They're undefeated this year, so I think they're winning the tournament.
how many games did they play beforehand?
I don't know. I
You don't
couldn't
know.
tell you. I just know they're undefeated.
Great to know that you are full of knowledge, Tyler.
I'm going to look it up. Just relax.
Next on the West, we have USC versus Oregon. The two that I had were Kansas and VCU.
I had USC versus Iowa, so I got it half right.
Who do you have winning?
It's hard. I think I'm gonna go. Oregon got a bye the first round, and then they beat Iowa pretty handily. So I think I'm gonna go with Oregon.
Damn it. I was going to go with Oregon too, but
Hey, go if you want to go for Oregon.
I don't want to agree with you.
Hey, that just means it's a guaranteed win. People are gonna win loads of money if we're both going for the same person.
True. Double down. Whenever Tyler and I agree with something, double down on that. All your money goes toward that.
Bet the complete opposite. We're betting on the same thing. Bet the complete opposite.
What happens if we bet on the separate things? Who wins then?
Well, one of us will probably both lose somehow.
Both of us will be wrong. All right. So the next one in the East, we have Michigan versus FSU, Florida State. Who do you originally have?
I had Michigan versus Colorado, so again, half right.
I had Michigan versus Georgetown, but I'm going to take Michigan again. Just because that's a nice little safe bet there, I feel like. I don't see Florida State. Wait.
I'll go opposite you. I'll take Florida State in that one. They've looked bad to start off both of their first games and come back and won.
Yeah,
and so I wouldn't be surprised if they have a full game. I think they'll win.
That's fair. That is fair. Next on the list, UCLA versus Alabama. What'd you have before?
Texas and Alabama.
Oh, I had Texas and Maryland.
Ooh, Maryland lost last round. It's not that pick.
What? Let me look. What fucking division am I in? Oh, there we go.
Wait, it's my turn to go first.
Yeah, you go for it.
What are we? UCLA and Bama?
Yeah, yeah.
UCLA's look good, but I think Bama's fucking really good this year out of nowhere. I'm gonna go with Alabama. Yeah.
Bama. I think so as well too. All right. You know what? I'm gonna go different with you. I'm gonna go UCLA.
I don't hate that pick. They were 28-0 overall. Gonzaga was this year before March Madness.
Really? They had 28 games.
And they won all 28. It took me way too long to find that, by the way.
Word. That was like 10 minutes ago, dude.
The score was not giving me. I thought I could find like the list of the team with all the records. The score was not giving it to me. So then I just Googled it, and that was a lot quicker.
Just Google. Always Google. When in doubt, Google. Alrighty. Well, on to the South now. Oh, geez, what did I just hit there? On to the South now. We have Baylor versus Villanova.
I had this prediction right.
Hey, look at you go, All-Star. I had Baylor in North Texas.
I did not pick North Texas to win a game, I don't think.
Yeah, North Texas lost to Villanova last round. They got pretty beat up by them.
Yeah, they did.
You know what? I don't know who's going to win this one, or if I had to put my money on it. I don't know who I'd put my money on. I'm going to say, I'm going to put my money on Baylor, man. It's hard not to bet on the first seed.
It is. Even though I did it in the East, but I am also going with Baylor.
Baylor as well too.
Yeah.
Nice.
Now,
So Arkansas versus Oral Roberts.
talking
Okay,
Oral Roberts.
where is Oral Roberts even located? Is
Not a
this something
fucking
we got
clue.
Google?
Not a clue. I originally had Arkansas and Ohio State, which Ohio State should be there, but fucking Oral Roberts dominated on them.
So
Like,
it's
it's
not.
bad.
What's the name of that popcorn? Oral Redenbachers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, word.
Did you think it was this Oral Roberts?
Maybe I was kind of like, was it Oral Roberts? I don't know, trippy. Wow, 4,000 students only.
That's impressive as shit.
That is super impressive. It's a private university.
I didn't even know private universities existed.
They do, baby. They're from Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Tulsa?
Tulsa, yeah.
Huh. Yeah,
Oh,
no. I
it's
mean,
a it's a private evangelica university. I said that wrong shit. Evangelica?
I don't know how to say it. I actually don't know how to say it.
Oral
That's
Roberts University is a private evangelica
like that's like
university.
a form of like Christianity or some shit, right? Or like what?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe they got Tom Cruise working there or something as
No,
well,
dude.
too.
No, they ain't no Scientology. They ain't that hard.
Shout out to Scientology. You guys are my favorite university, or not university, religion out there. And once I hit 30 years old, I'm converting.
What about that religion that believes in the fucking spaghetti monster?
Spaghetti
The
monster. I think it's
flying,
just
the flying spaghetti monster. Or
the
something.
flying spaghetti monster. The
I think
flying
that's real.
spaghetti. What is the
Maybe.
flying spaghetti monster religion? It's the flying spaghetti monster religion. It's a social movement that promotes a light-hearted view of religion and opposes the teaching of intelligent design and creationism. Wow, in public schools. Huh. I don't even know what that means.
So
Anyways,
someone literally took the time to write that out, though.
yeah, literally, there's a Wikipedia page for it, and it's pretty dense, honestly. Like, you go to like some people's Wikipedia page or something's Wikipedia
Like a
page.
pair.
It's just like,
It's like
yeah,
two
it's a
paragraphs.
paragraph, and then it's just like their age was like, I think they're born between 68 and 70, all this stuff. But like this one's dense. There's books, influence, afterlife, tenets, their history. Huh. Anyways.
Yeah. Too much time on that. Arkansas or
Arkansas.
Oral Roberts? Oh, I'm going Arkansas because fuck Oral Roberts. They're probably gonna win again, but fuck them. They need to lose at some point.
What if they win? Do you know what the lowest seed is that has won?
16. Oh, that's one? I don't know.
Damn. I mean, took out Ohio State, took out Florida, both close games. Arkansas won a close game against Tech. I'm going Oral Roberts, and you know what? I'll probably even put money down on this one.
Hey, you'll get good odds for it. That's for
I
sure.
think so as well too. And then you're going with Arkansas.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so then
All right, Midwest.
who did you? Oh, I had. Oh, never mind. Midwest. Chicago or Oregon?
I had Illinois, Oklahoma State, so I was completely wrong on this one.
I had Illinois and Tennessee.
Yeah.
I was way off.
It's a tough one. I picked Loyola to lose in the first round because they fucked that 101-year-old bitch that fucking somehow prayed to God and her team won. Fuck her. Lost me a lot of money.
No, that's too much. All right. Well, we know who Tyler doesn't like right now.
Lost me a lot of money in Loyal Chicago, dude.
Ugh, that's a weird matchup though, because you got the 8th and the 12th seed there.
I know they're both underdogs. Like Loyola played. Who did they play last game? Illinois, and they dominated them. But Oregon State beat Oklahoma State pretty handily too. But
Yeah.
I'm going with Loyola because apparently they have a bunch. They had a run a couple years back, and they have a bunch of players from that team still, so they know how they play. They
Oh,
know what they're
really?
doing. Yeah.
Well, Tyler, thanks for this
Yeah,
insider information because I'm
I
going with
found that
Loyola as
out
well too.
after I bet against them.
Yeah. That's usually how it works.
Yeah, and then you're like, why the fuck would I make
Please,
this bet?
100-year-old woman, bless our souls, because I'll probably be putting some money down on that one as well too. Actually, no, probably not. They're the favorites to win. Probably.
Yeah, probably, but you might still get half decent odd.
All right. Anyways, Syracuse and Houston. I had Houston versus Morehead State. Morehead State was my,
Sleeper.
yeah, it was my sleeper
They
that
were
I thought
your
was going to
Oral
win.
Roberts.
What's that?
They were your Oral Roberts.
They were my Oral Roberts. Yep.
I had Houston, West Virginia. I had West Virginia going all the way to the championship,
Ooh.
and here we are.
Well, you sucked. Well, you know what? I'm going to go with Houston. I'm going to play it safe with that one.
I'm going with Syracuse. I watched their last game and they looked fantastic because they beat West Virginia, and I had them going to the championship. So I'm going with Syracuse.
Fair enough. Alrighty. Well, let's get down to the Elite Eight now. So,
All right, we need to go through this a little quicker. This is taking forever.
this is taking forever. Yes.
We also
All
did
right.
get very sidetracked on this flying
Very
spaghetti
sidetracked
monster.
with the flying spaghetti monster.
And then I got a little upset at a 101-year-old lady who's probably very nice. She's a nice,
She's
good
probably,
old Christian lady.
probably a very nice person. Yes. All right. So we both got Gonzaga and Oregon. Moving on. I'm personally going to say Gonzaga.
Gonzaga as well.
Awesome. All right. So I got Michigan and UCLA. Michigan. And then you got Florida and Bama.
Wow, we both went different on that one. I'm taking Bama.
Bama. Alrighty, I got UCLA and Baylor. Oh, no, wait, I'm tripping.
No,
Baylor and Oral Roberts. Oh, it's so hard not to pick a first seed, but you get to a point where you're just like, you got to go against them at least once. And I'm going against them right now. Oral Roberts is going to make it.
Go for it.
They're going for it, dude.
Oh, man,
Right,
if Oral Roberts makes it that far, I don't even know who. I'm just picking Baylor to win. I don't even know who they're going against.
Baylor and Arkansas.
Baylor. Yeah,
Baylor,
Baylor
that's
for
fair.
sure. Baylor
All
by
right,
1,000.
Loyola. How do you say their name?
Loyola, Chicago.
Loyola versus Houston for me and Loyola Syracuse for you.
Loyal.
Yeah, I'm going Houston, man.
Houston over Chicago, and I got Chicago and Syracuse.
Yep.
Give me Syracuse. Give me the orange, baby.
Give me the orange,
Final
baby.
Four for the orange.
All right. Now we're getting down. Final four. Final four. Speed round. Gonzaga, Michigan, Gonzaga. Gonzaga or Bama?
Gonzaga.
Ooh, ballsy. All right.
How's that ballsy? You didn't even have Bama making it that far. Fucking
dude, I just say stuff.
I know, and I gotta just pause for a second. Some of it doesn't make sense.
Baylor and Syracuse.
Give me Baylor. That was my original championship. I lied. I thought I had West Virginia in there, but I had Baylor.
Oh, really?
Ooh, championship games on my birthday.
So I had Gonzaga, Kansas. Who did I have for my final four? Is Gonzaga versus Michigan, and then Ohio State versus. Dude, I had Moorhead going to the final four. Holy shit!
Yeah, dude, I had Gonzaga and Texas versus, and then Baylor versus West Virginia, and then Gonzaga and Baylor. So that could still happen.
That could.
And I'm picking that again in this bracket too.
That's fair. That is fair. Okay, you know what? Oral Robert or Houston? Houston.
Ooh, their run ends in the Final
The
Four.
run ends. They're shut down. Houston is too strong.
I mean, it'd be good for Houston considering their basketball NBA team can't win a fucking game. So at least they'll
True.
win something.
True. All right. Gonzaga or Baylor, Mr. Rempel?
Give me the Zags. Undefeated season. Undefeated March Madness. Because that guy with the fucking has the fantastic mustache. He's got the great handlebar mustache.
With great success comes great pressure. Gonzaga chokes, goes down to Houston.
Ooh, that's rough.
That's rough. End of.
We should,
Goodbye, Gonzaga. Y'all trash. Y'all
we could
trash.
get drunk and watch this game. It's on my birthday.
When's your birthday?
On the championship game.
My brackets? Oh, no. Who do I have for this bracket winning?
I picked Gonzaga to win in every bracket I had.
Oh, yeah. In my other bracket, I have Michigan beating
I know
Clemson.
you have Michigan. Yeah, I know. I don't know. Clemson lost in the first round. You have Clemson in your fucking championship. It didn't make any sense to me.
In my Final Four, I had Purdue versus Clemson.
Yeah. I don't know if either one won a game. I think Purdue might have won one.
Oh yeah, no, the second half of my was bad. So like in the South, in the Elite Eight, I had Purdue versus Utah State. Yeah. And I had Tennessee versus Clemson. Like none of those teams showed up. And then in the other one, I had Michigan versus Texas. And then Gonzaga versus USC. Oh boy.
Not great. Not great.
Not great at all. But yeah, I'm down. I'm down. The 5th. Your birthday's April 5th. I know that for a fact.
Do you know that for a fact?
Yeah, because they're saying the game's on the 5th, so I'm assuming that's when your birthday is, because that's when you said it was.
Fair game. I don't even know what is that. That's wild. That's ways away. Ben, yeah. I hate how we only play on weekends. Like, what's going on? Aren't they in a fucking bubble? They're trapped in their hotel rooms and they just gotta sit there for a week now.
Yeah, weird. Why don't they just play? Like, I know in the NBA bubble, the players were like, "Dude, let me just play more games because there's nothing else to do."
Yeah,
I can only imagine if like NCAA it'd be worse.
Yeah, like you got a bunch of horny teenagers fucking locked in a hotel room.
Yeah, no, you have irresponsible, horny teenagers locked up in a hotel. They're gonna do some shit probably. They're gonna get some Tinder girls there.
So, yeah, they're you can only do so much fucking in the hotel room.
Have you seen the security measures? Like they have ankle monitors.
Yeah,
well, like they're in prison, man. There.
But like I think that's what all bubbles had. Like the first time, it was like just to detect if you're close to someone. That way they can find out if you're close to someone who had COVID. For your contact tracing. That's what it's called.
Oh, maybe.
But I'm pretty sure they just have fucking like watchers or something that you wear.
Was VCU, were they eliminated due to COVID, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I don't they had multiple positives, I think. So
I don't
know. They must have done something. Like, because you had to get tested a lot before you got there. Then you had to quarantine in your hotel for like a week or some shit. So I don't know what the fuck happened, but
yeah, it is COVID rules. The NCAA said it can't provide further details because of privacy issues.
Yeah.
Oklahoma and Georgia Tech each had positive tests to players before they started their NCAA tournament runs, but the teams were able to compete because the positive cases were isolated. It appears that they had to be multiple positive tests or widespread contract tracing issues. Well, I can't read. Within the VCU program. So there must have been more than like one. Like the whole team must have been vulnerable.
Yeah. Clearly they weren't following the COVID rules very well.
Yeah, and it's a shame, but at the end of the day too, it's like, well, your own fault. And that's one thing that I like about Utah Jazz right now. They're looking pretty good, and I am not afraid. Oh boy.
No.
Oh no. Oh no. Like Utah Jazz player, there's nothing to do. They ain't catching COVID out in Salt Lake City, man. There's nothing to do there. I'm okay with that. That's true.
You just got a bunch of fucking Mormons that don't even know what COVID is walking around.
Telling me and my 18 wives to put my fucking mask on. Go fuck yourself.
Probably be exactly what it is.
Yeah, that's why Oral Roberts is doing good, because they're fucking Mormons.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. Anyways,
I don't know what
back
I'm saying.
to
I don't know what I'm saying.
that we forgot the biggest news of the week since our last podcast. How fantastic was that women's NCAA their workout area, their gym? Bro, it literally looked like someone was like, "Hey, I got some dumbbells at home I can bring." Like, yeah, that's good. Put that, boom, gym, we're set.
They must, like, you have to actually be stupid to look at the situation and look at it and be like, even with this whole movement that's going on in the recent years, especially in like this last year with like the whole equal pay between WNBA and NBA and all that stuff, and looked at
Yeah,
this situation and been like,
like,
yeah,
hey, dude,
this
read
won't
the
cause an
room,
issue. This
figure
won't,
it out.
yeah, like literally, that's coming from us. Like,
Yeah,
read the room, dude. Oh my gosh, like it's
like
ridiculous. And then they
at
said
least
that,
put 10 of those spread out so you have more than fucking 5 total weights. Like, you have a total
yeah.
of 6 weights for how many fucking teams?
Oh my
And a
gosh, it's
couple
just
and some yoga mats.
like 2 yoga mats. Like, dude, my home gym is nicer than that.
Yeah, like,
Like, okay,
but
it's
some
ridiculous.
people, I mean, it's Twitter, so I think people are just saying it's just fucking. Like, some people were like saying that what more do they need and shit like that. But like, then I was talking to someone else, and they're like, yeah, but they don't make money, so their gym should be the same as the men's. I'm like, okay, but give them something.
The men don't make money though.
I mean, the NCAA makes a shit ton of money off of it.
Oh yeah.
Like, compared to what you'd
Yeah.
make on the men's over the women's, is probably, I don't know the numbers. I'm assuming they're different, just very different.
I'm assuming
And
they're very different as well too.
so at some point, you're not going to spend the amount of money on stuff like the gym for as much for the women's, but at the same time, it's got to be at least close to it.
See, I feel like what they should do though is just clump it all together. And it's not like you're paying NBA like the contracts as well too. Like NBA and WNBA, this wouldn't work
Yeah,
because of the disparity in contracts, which is their biggest cost. But
yeah,
like when it comes to NCAA, your only cost is training facilities and the trainers and all that stuff. Granted, there's other costs as well too, but those are some of the biggest costs. And I feel like you can just take some of the money the men are making, because they are making a shit ton of money for
yeah.
their universities,
Like,
and just clump it all together.
insane amount of money.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Like,
Shouldn't be
um,
illegal.
it's just pathetic. Like, even if I was on a high school team and I walked in and they're like, "Yeah, so this is your training facility," I'd be like, what?
Yeah,
In high school, I'd have been like, "That's stupid. That's redundant. That's like my hotel has a nicer gym than this. I'm just gonna go to that."
like literally. I could
So,
go to fucking a Walmart and buy a better setup in 5 minutes for like a couple $100.
mm, I wonder if it was just like a one-off situation where it was just this one team, or like all female teams. Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't look
Because I
into it
think
that
each
much.
hotel had their own gym set up or some shit.
Does each team have their own hotel room?
I think there's a couple teams in each hotel, right? Like, you have
Yeah.
a floor, skip a level, you have a floor, skip a level,
Yeah.
you have a floor kind of situation. I think that's how it works.
Well, they have to.
And
That's 128 teams altogether.
mhm.
Like, where
And
is
then
this bubble even?
Indianapolis.
Damn.
So they got like obviously the normal basketball arena. They got Lucas Oil Stadium fucking closed off. They're using like there's some smaller fucking places they're playing at. They got arenas all over.
They're playing in the football stadium.
Yeah, but they have it like closed off, sectioned off and
Oh,
stuff.
they have a
And then
map
they have
here.
fans at the games, which is cool.
Oh, that is pretty cool. You know what? I watch like old clips of like NBA games from like years ago with the crowd and like game winners and stuff like that. And the atmosphere that just happens.
dude.
player hits the game-winning shot compared to like when players were hitting in the bubble. In the bubble, it was just like the players going like, oh,
Yeah.
it's like in the games with all the fans.
Like when you like
shot in the
Kawhi Leonard's shot against the fucking
yeah.
76ers when it just barely bounced in. Oh, there's nothing fucking greater than the roar of the crowd. Like, do you imagine if you hit that in the bubble? It's cool, but it ain't as cool.
It ain't as cool. And the best is when they pan out the camera and you just see 20,000 fans just going like,
Just fucking
whoa.
like, yeah, man.
Oh, I miss it. I hope it comes back. I'm assuming next NBA season will be back to normal.
More normal than now. But like, yeah,
I
I
mean,
hope so too.
the
Like, every
USA's
time I
got
see like,
their vaccines under control for the most part,
yeah,
minus Miami or Florida.
whatever. But like, yeah, whenever I see old sports highlights, I'm like, man, there's fans there. That's fucking wild that there's fans there right now, just cheering, no masks, high fiving without a care for the world. Fans is dying over here. But I mean, UFC in April is having a full event in Florida.
What is
UFC in April?
Yo, I heard about that. That's
so.
Dude, Florida doesn't care. They're back to normal. Like they have no regulations
Well,
down
and
there.
Texas for baseball team, Texas is allowing 40,000 fans in their stadium, which is full capacity.
Do you have to be vaccinated to go or no?
Maybe I don't know.
That would make sense if you have to be vaccinated to go, but.
And then I seen like New York is allowing a certain percentage of fans for baseball. It's only a matter of time before we get more open.
Yeah, although Canada, I saw this one TikTok, and it was so on the screen. It was it was like a clock. So on the top, it was the country, and then it was like 3 months, and then it was like 6 months down below, and then it was like a year on the one side. And it's like, oh, the pandemic in the USA, 3 months, pandemic somewhere else, 6 months, and then it's like pandemic in Canada, and the guy's just like, and then it just starts like, look at this. It's just like it seems like everywhere else is just getting the hang of their COVID vaccines and stuff's getting better. And in Canada, we're just like, yeah, hopefully in 6 months.
See, I just I don't pay attention, so I have no idea how many people have COVID. I don't know if it's bad. There could be 99% of the population in Edmonton could have COVID right now, and I would have no fucking idea.
Okay. I'm sure if 99% had it, you would at least be semi-aware of the situation.
Hey, I don't talk to a lot of people.
That's fair. Once the gyms opened up, I was just like, I don't think I've watched the news in a few weeks now.
I can't stand the news.
Yeah, me neither. It's too much, too depressing. My parents watch a lot, so like whenever like something big happens, like they'll kind of mention it or something like that. But
I like at the end of the day, I don't care because whatever they're saying, like I can't change fucking anything anyways. Like, what am I? I'm just gonna be angry about what's on the news though.
mm-hmm.
Why the fuck watch it?
Yeah, like I understand the concept where it's like it's important to know what's happening, but is it important to know what's happening every day, or do you just want the big picture of stuff? You know,
it's important enough it'll make its way onto my Twitter.
Man, this just lives on Twitter.
That or I'll see it on Sports Center. Like when they stop playing sports, like, hey, by the way, there's this COVID thing, so we can't play sports. I'm like, hey, this thing's pretty bad, you know?
This thing's pretty bad. This little virus is kind of annoying, there, bud.
This little China virus is a little pretty bad.
Not looking good for us, is it, there, mate? I do have to say, in the last like 3 months, I've heard of nobody that has COVID yet, or has COVID.
Not recently.
Yeah, there was a spurt there where for like a month, I hear like a few people like this person, that person, blah blah blah. But after that, it was just nobody. Like, all right.
Yeah, like my grandma was the first person I knew to get it, and then one of my aunts and a cousin. That's it. That's all I know.
How did they handle it?
They were all fine. They lost their smell and taste a little bit for a couple of days. My cousin lost his taste for a couple of weeks, I think.
Damn.
But like back to normal. But like none of them got sick. My grandma's 76 and not like she's healthy, but she's not insanely healthy, and she was fine.
Damn, good for her. Good genes. Rempels have them good genes, eh?
So yeah, I reiterated my statement to not be scared of it. Like my
That's fair.
grandma didn't die. I like my chances.
Literally. The only reason I'm like semi scared is my asthma.
I think you're too scared of that because you're still healthy.
But yeah, like I'm fine. Like I do have to say, like my asthma has been pretty good recently, considering like how little I've done and how much I've smoked over the last year.
I was gonna say, but like I don't think I've ever witnessed you use your inhaler.
No, like fuck. I mean, like I have it right here actually. I usually have it like near my bed just in case if I like wake up at 3 o'clock and I'm like instead of like just fighting it, I just
You had a nightmare and you're breathing heavily. You're
you know
screaming crying for your mommy, and you just take your inhaler. Mom.
and then there's sometimes she just doesn't come, so then I have to take another hit, and then I get more scared, and then I have to take another hit.
Then you just hyperventilate and pass out. Wake up in the morning.
I hate my life. Okay, well, let's get back to sports.
Yeah, we got way off topic there.
Way off topic.
Oh, NBA trade deadline. Stop it. Just fucking talk normally, you fuck. I can hear your lips moving.
Oh shit, yo.
You have like slight voices coming out of your mouth.
I know it's hard to mouth something when you're not actually saying it still.
You just put too much effort into it. You just gotta go with it casually.
Okay, so NBA trade deadline, there are two trades that I think will happen, I think should happen. Actually, there's a few trades that I think will happen and I think should happen. But first off, Houston Rockets need to trade John Wall, and they also need to trade Victor Oladipo. And apparently, Victor Oladipo, his two locations he wants to go to are either the New York Knicks or yeah. Anyways, I forgot the other team. Who was the other team?
I don't know.
It was a playoff team.
I don't know. I just know the biggest. There's never usually that many trades for fucking in the NBA. I do think the Rockets need to trade Oladipo because he wants out anyways. I don't know if John Wall wants to stay, keep him. Like, you need someone. You need one to be irrelevant. You need one player, I guess.
Yeah.
Semi-relevant, but I mean, you could probably get something for him. I don't know what you're gonna get for him, but
well, and I guess like if they were able to get like the top 3 pick of like previous NBA draft, when there was like last like few drafts have been pretty stellar and pretty stacked. This year, like we talked about before, it's not as strong as previous years. So I feel like if they could get a draft pick, a top 3 draft pick for him, trade him.
yeah.
Even if like for the following year, but then again too, it's like you're just going full rebuilding mode. It is hard because like they did look good at the beginning of the year, and then Christian Wood got injured, and they just fell apart.
And they traded Harden. That's
That's the big
factor
thing
too.
Yeah, that's a big
That's
thing.
kind of a factor.
But they end up, I don't know. It's just they're in a bad situation.
My
and I think they
thing
just gotta hit the
is,
rebuild.
my thing is though is there's not really such thing as rebuilding in the NBA anymore because there's no LeBron James coming around in the draft anytime soon, and if you don't get a LeBron James, there's just super teams forming anywhere anyways. So the only way you build your team up is you convince 2 all-star free agents that are free agents at the same time to come to your team, and then you build around them.
So then you know what you do? You trade Victor Oladipo and John Wall. You clear out everybody, get a lot of cap space, and go into the free agency, make some big signs, and then be like, hey, not only do we have all this cap space, we have 2, 3, 4 high picks as well too. So we're gonna get you some young guys as well too.
Yeah, like like you still definitely need to draft people that are young and like good players and stuff, but like
Mhm.
it's not as important to be like getting complete all stars in the draft because
Yeah.
unless it's LeBron James, it comes around
Mhm.
somewhere.
But the thing about Houston, Houston's like that odd market where they're more like a mid-level market. But at the end of the day, I feel like they do have a hard time being an attractive place for free agents.
I don't know why though.
Me neither. Like I would love to go to Houston. I'd love to go to
I'm pretty sure
Texas. Same with
isn't
Phoenix as
like
well too. Like I never understood. Like I understand that a lot of players want
Phoenix. Like I don't know if there's much of like a nightlife party life out there though.
true. I mean, yeah, I guess
But
so, and
Houston,
that's
I
a
think
big thing.
there is.
Yeah, I don't know, but the thing is though, it's like even if like I don't know, I feel like if you're an NBA star, you don't need a good nightlight to like make a
Some people
party.
do though. Some people are just that's their mindset.
That's fair. I don't know. Like I know James Harden probably.
Yeah, James Harden, but he just
Yeah.
rich enough. He just fly to Vegas whenever the fuck he wants.
Yeah. I mean, like, hey, like I'm a partier. I like to party, but also I feel like though I would much rather live in a place where the weather is nice all the time and there's no like little tax than a
Yeah,
nightlight. Because like no matter where you go, there's always gonna be a nightlight. Like we've been to Calgary. Calgary, terrible
sucks.
nightlight. Sucks. Like
Terrible.
terrible. But at the end of the day, though, it's like if you go there and then eventually you find the right spots, you only need like a few good places to go to enjoy
Yeah,
yourself. I feel like, you need one ranch, you need one Knoxville's, and that's it.
you don't need one ranch, or you definitely don't need one
Yeah.
Knoxville's.
You need
Those are two
half of a
awful
ranch to have a
places.
good
You
time.
don't want any of those places. None of those places
I'll
are
say
good.
it right now, live on the air or pre-recorded, whatever you call this. I miss the ranch, and the ranch is the greatest bar that's ever existed to mankind. End of podcast. R.I.P. to the ranch, yo.
RIP to the ranch, but that is 100% false statement right there. That is
Only
not
reason it
true.
was good is the only time the ranch is good is when you're so drunk you don't know you're at the ranch.
Exactly. And you know what?
Like
I had
facts.
lots of great times, but I don't remember half of them
Then how do you know they were good times, Tyler?
because I remember bits and pieces, but I don't remember how I got to those points.
I remember this 3 seconds when I was enjoying myself.
Yeah. And then I'll see photos. I'm like, hey, I look like I was enjoying myself there.
Came across I'm gonna
Or
show I came across a picture that's like OG and like just
just send it
old.
to me.
I'll show it to you on air. It was 4 years ago.
I'm probably not gonna see it very well.
Oh, you will,
4 years
sir.
ago, that was our prime bar age. God
Yeah,
damn. I could have bought a house by now if I didn't spend all that money we spent in those
yo,
years in White House.
pour it out to the ranch. Oh no, fuck. Where is this now?
Yeah, I almost got kicked out of the ranch though that fucking last night.
Can you see it?
Yeah, where I don't remember this though. Is this why
Well,
was he passed out?
he's fucked up, man.
I don't remember. That was at the ranch.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Oh, you know what I think it might have been? I'll snip this out, but I
Yeah, you
think it
don't
was
gotta
the
clip
night.
it out. Is this when we bought drugs from a random person?
Yeah, I think it was like on the in the back area of the bar.
Maybe that's why I don't remember because I also partook in that. But
Uh,
yeah, you definitely don't gotta cut that out. We're just me and Carson happen to buy drugs from some random chicks we met for very cheap.
where I can't even figure out when it was taken. All I know is I had that picture, and then also on the same day, I had a picture of myself in class at school. So like obviously I went there hungover.
Probably.
Oh man, I miss going out to the bar. Those were good old days. It's such like a distant thought just to look and be like, damn, there was a time when 9 p.m. would come around on a Friday or a Saturday, and I'd
With
be
like
like, let's
boys
go to the
are
bar. Let's
drinking.
get yeah. It's like that's not even a thought that's like even crossed my mind in like a year now,
Well,
year and a
see,
half now
but
almost.
now I'm more like I just want to wait for summer. I just want to go out camping and have some beers in the sun in the
Mhm.
mountains. And that sounds better to me.
Yeah, I would rather do that as well too. Although
But also, or
house
some
party,
patio beers, you know,
house
little day
party,
drunk,
house parties are
little
always
white.
good.
Oh yeah, but like a little Julio's midday, get hammered. Nothing like a good day drunk on white.
Yo, I remember that's what we did. It was this summer, I think it was, when me, you, and Tommy, it was like one of the first days that the bars were open, and we are just like, well, let's go get drunk.
I mean, why not?
Why not? You got nothing else to do. I'm looking forward to it though. House party's gonna be sick too at our place.
You're kind of fucked, Ian. What
I
is
know.
it?
I don't know.
You're just
I
rocking with it.
just is going with the flow. Wait.
What did you do?
And wait.
Okay, anyways, back to NBA trades. Aaron Gordon's a very interesting one to me. Oh no, it's gotten worse.
Shazam!
Oh shit!
Okay, go ahead.
We both agree Oladipo should go to the Knicks, right? Like that's
Oh, sorry.
for him.
So Oladipo as well too. Miami Heat. He's interested in Miami
I
Heat.
said that and you didn't fucking listen to me.
Oh, yeah, I don't listen to you. Sorry.
I like it, but I like a better fit to the Knicks. I think it's not going to make him a championship team, obviously, but it'll make him a way better team.
But you know what? It might make them the favorite coming out of the East. Actually, no, Brooklyn's there. Never
I was
mind.
gonna say,
But they might
yeah,
make
the
them go to
East.
at least the Eastern Conference, though.
The East is awful. The Raptors are in shambles. They lost to the Rockets, dude.
You see,
Wasn't
Siakam
good.
got fined $50,000.
For screaming at the coach.
Yeah.
So the Raptors is interesting because they started off slow, then they played better. Now they're ice cold. They lost 9 straight, but like they're connected to trading for people. But then people keep talking about Lowry, which the GM came out and said, or Masai came out and said, we're not trading Kyle Lowry. It's not happening. And then rumors still keep popping up because now the Heat apparently are interested in Lowry as well. And then I seen the other day apparently teams are really interested in Powell because he's having a fucking breakout year. But then we're linked to like Drummond and someone else I seen. It's like, so are they buyers or sellers? Because you can't be fucking both.
Yeah, like especially if you're not going after like a big superstar.
Like,
Well, I also
you're not
heard.
winning anyways.
Well, I also heard that Fred VanVleet is a prime candidate to be moved before the trade
He's not
deadline.
moving. He'll be the last one to be moved because we
Oh,
just
sorry,
paid him to be our
not VanVleet, Norman Powell.
yeah. Which
I heard that.
I don't know why we would get rid of him.
Why not?
Because what are you gonna just tear down and do a whole rebuild?
They're not winning a championship. Are you in the game to win a championship, or are you in it to make money? That's what the bottom line has to be.
You're not getting in the game to win a championship with the super teams that are out there right now. You have to bring that super team to you. And get rid of Norm Powell's not doing that.
What's his contract?
Not a lot. I think we just signed him.
And one thing I can see is like get rid of VanVleet if you want to free up some cap space to attract that.
See, VanVleet, Powell, and Siakam were like the future. Those are our young guys, and OG Anunoby, who's not a great scorer, but.
So then do you just keep your core intact and then just try and build a new team around them then? Like what the Spurs did, and just build that team around them?
You're just stuck with what you got and see if you can get a fucking Klay Thompson to come maybe. I don't know. Like, I don't know who's coming up with free agency
just
anymore.
Stay in a position for like a playoff team that's one superstar away from being a title contender. That kind of situation.
Like, stay like you. All of a sudden, you bring in Kawhi Leonard and you win a championship.
Mm-hmm. That's a fair point. I like that idea. Yeah, and the thing I hate about teams is when they become playoff teams, it's always they have to win. They have to win. They have to win. And then if they don't win in like 2 or 3 years, it's like, oh, bust. Let's do something different. It's like when you look at the 80s and 90s, like with Utah Jazz, Stockton and Malone, they played together for 12 years of playoff basketball until they finally got to the finals. It's like I hate today in the NBA, and I think a lot of it has to do with all the media and like social media around the sports where everything is people know everybody's business and everybody has an opinion, and like every asshole can go microphone and say something. Hence this podcast. And I think it's just such a bad culture around sports now, where it's just like you try something for 2 years, and if it doesn't work, you give up. It's like, well, like what's the fun in that? But granted, contracts are different now, where money's more important than anything, and I understand that. But I don't know, man. It's just annoying. Like today, I heard Stephen A. Smith talk about how if the Clippers lose in the playoffs this year and don't make it to the finals, it's a bust. It's like it's been 2 years, man. Like, come on.
but to be fair, they brought in Kawhi, PG to win a championship, and right now the team's not looking great.
They are not.
They
are not.
Like they were in it to win a championship, and for that it is a bust. But it doesn't mean it can't happen still.
Yeah, there's just and that's the thing. I guess their expectations were very high. But like, I don't understand what.
Portland and Brooklyn in the first quarter is just as 30 seconds left, and it's already 39-35. I don't think there's any defense being played.
I was gonna bet on that game. I
bet on Brooklyn to cover 3.5. I think.
Ooh, I was gonna bet on Portland, but I was like, knowing my dumbass, James Harden and Kevin Durant would come back and play.
Harden's playing, I think, but
is he?
I thought he was.
Oh,
Kyrie's not playing.
Kyrie's not playing, or Durant.
But Harden's playing.
We had talked about this a few weeks ago. You had talked about this a few weeks ago. Anthony Davis. There's still no news around him. Either it's been delayed and rehab's not going good, or on the contrary, if he's going to come back soon. There's just been no talk around him, and I am a little skeptical that his injury, like you said, is a lot more serious. And he won't be coming back before LeBron comes back. Maybe like a game or two.
But besides that, I hate to say I told you so, but I fucking told you so.
What's Rick? What's
I'm
Ricky's?
Basically a
Ricky
fucking medical expert at this point. You can trust everything I say. Guarantee you it's correct. 100%.
100%.
No matter what. 100%. Guaranteed.
What's Ricky from Trailer Park Boys saying? I fucking told us so.
I don't know. Something like that.
I'm funny.
I don't watch that much Trailer Park Boys. I'm sorry.
That's very a loser. And now with LeBron James out, it's just like I don't
LeBron
know.
Will be back in time plenty of times. Like, yeah, I don't know. Like the AD when he first got hurt, like it was they said only a couple weeks at first, right? Did they not?
Yeah.
And then they're like a week or so after the All-Star game, All-Star week. They said that too? I think.
Well, he was still selected in the All-Star game, right?
Yeah, but then he's gonna be out for the All-Star game, probably a week or two after. Yeah. And then after that, I've heard not a thing.
Nothing, especially now with like the bronze injury now.
Like, and I know I'm a medical expert, but I don't know if there's such thing as strengthening your Achilles to a point where you're gonna be good again, or like how long that would take. But from the original diagnosis, they were nowhere close.
Definitely, it's something that's obviously lingering. I think they're probably thinking about like the situation that happened with Kevin Durant and the Warriors, where he could have come back and play on it, but he's just going to re-aggravate it to the point where he tears it completely. I think they're probably scared of that more so than anything.
I don't know if there's a way of strengthening that again without getting surgery.
I don't think so. I don't know. Like, I'm not a medical doctor either. Well, actually, I mean, okay, I lie. I do have a doctorate in I can't even think of anything. I'm useless. But anyways,
podcasting.
Yeah, true. I'm a podcaster, professional podcaster. I don't know. It's just I don't see. I'm stupid. I don't know, man, what I'm talking about right now. The weed kind of just hit me there for fucking halfway through that phrase. Like I lost my train of thought. Anyways, though, sad news. This is the saddest news I've heard all week.
This is completely off topic here.
LaMelo Ball out for the season, man. That's going into the season. I hated this guy, but after watching him play, this dude plays with the confidence of a 15-year-old vet, and he's a rookie. I love this guy. He is a baller, and hearing about his broken wrist genuinely makes me sad.
But doesn't it make you happy you're not going to be hearing about LeBron shaking LaMelo Ball's hand? Instead, you'll hear about your Utah Jazz more?
Stupid, bro.
Because I know you went on a little rant on that on fucking that you had
Instagram
a
page.
post on Instagram about that.
Yeah, the funny meme. The funny part was I was actually gonna post a picture of them shaking hands,
No, so
and then being like, the torch has been passed.
the funny thing for me was though is I literally heard so much about LeBron dunking and LaMelo looking up at him like, oh, like he said he never looked up to him. I'm like, so much stupid shit,
Yeah.
and that was irrelevant. And I heard nothing about the Utah Jazz.
Well, okay, granted, the Jazz did lose to Washington,
Yeah,
but the bigger concept was there was 5 players who dropped 40 points that night.
Didn't hear a single thing about that on sports.
Nobody said anything. It was like Bradley Beal, Donovan Mitchell, like just a whole bunch of players, man, just said nothing. But I do have to say, Donovan Mitchell has been popping off lately.
See, I
He
just
had
got
28
an update.
points like the first half last game.
We just got notification. Lowry and Powell talks heat up to the 76ers and Heat. I mean, trade deadline is Thursday, so I mean,
Ooh,
obviously.
76ers would be a good spot
Well,
for either or.
Kyle Lowry is always linked to there because I think he's said if he was ever like that's the only place he would go to because that's where he's from is Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And the Heat are just looking for someone and anyone apparently at this point. Like they want Oladipo,
The Heat.
Powell, Lowry.
This was something I was going to mention earlier. How are the Heat always in the talks for either getting the free agents or getting a player in the trade? It's like, regardless who it is, it's like this team, and the Heat. Oh, there's teams interested in trading for so and so. It's this team, and the Heat. Like the Heat are always interested in these players, and they're always in the top.
Clearly,
Like
they're whoever's making the decisions, their GM, president, owner, whoever wants to win. So they're always trying to add, and get better, right? They're always trying to stay relative. Because the more relative you're, whether you win the championship or not, if you're relative, you're making money.
Yeah, I guess Miami's also a good destination to go to as well, and with like the whole LeBron James as well too going there. But
like people want to go to Miami, and I mean, if you always have a good team, and people come in thinking like, oh, hey, I can help make this team a better team than they are.
But the thing about Miami though is they have so many. Like, granted, I don't understand their chemistry or their team really because I don't really watch a lot of their basketball anymore. But like, I don't know. Like, say if Oladipo went there, I don't know how Oladipo would fit in a Miami Heat system. You know, like they don't have like an iso ball type of basketball. It's a team basketball.
He doesn't seem like an intense person like Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
That's true. Yeah. Because
does require. I don't know if Duncan Robinson and Tyler Herro look like intense people to me.
No, I don't think. I think they have the right personality. I think they probably just shut up and get their work done. It's not like with Embiid or with Karl-Anthony Towns.
But I mean, I guess too, you have like Butler's without a doubt like the only he's the veteran like leader in that room by far. And Oladipo could kind of challenge that, but he's not. He still doesn't have as much experience as Jimmy Butler does.
Do you think Oladipo is overrated?
See, that's hard because he popped off for that year or so, got traded, and I don't think he's been as good since. But I don't know I wouldn't say he's talked about as being a superstar anymore, really.
Yeah, I mean, like he had that devastating injury.
Yeah.
It sucks, and obviously he hasn't been the same player since. It wasn't like a situation like Paul George or Kevin Durant when they come back, they're still gonna be balling out. So I feel bad about him for that though. But I think he's a really good second or third option.
Yeah, like he's still a good player. Like he's definitely a good addition to a playoff team.
Yeah.
The other player I want to ask you about was Aaron Gordon.
What team? Because Magic are thinking about, I think, trading all their pieces they have right now, even though
I'm pretty sure it was Gordon who they said he asked for a trade.
Yeah.
You want it out? But so the weirdest thing was I seen apparently the Timberwolves have been interested in him a long time and they want Adam, but I don't know why you're giving up a lot for Aaron Gordon because your
Yeah,
team is already not great. Like,
they suck.
yeah,
D'Angelo Russell. That is a name I have not heard this year yet.
I think he's had a decent year, but I think he was hurt for a bit. Towns is fucking good. That Anthony Edwards guy